No end in sight for the fire that has consumed the Richards Bay woodchip factory. Firefighters have been trying to contain the blaze which broke out at the weekend. It gets reignited by change of wind direction. eNCA's Lethiwe Mdluli is standing by with us in our studios in Durban just to tell us what's been happening on the ground. She was in Richards Bay earlier today. Welcome back, Lukele. So tell us what operations are now being used to try and put off this fire.
Well, Braden, today the company was able to have air operations where they have an aircraft basically flying around since the morning, where the aircraft is basically dropping chemicals to try and contain the fire. It's not just chemicals that they're dropping from the aircraft. We do believe that it's also water and other ways to basically try and contain the fire, because right now they're just trying to make sure that it doesn't spread to other industries. We do know that residents and the CBD in Richards Bay are safe from the flames, and they are hoping that right now they can just contain it so that it doesn't go to the neighboring company which stores dangerous chemicals. We did speak to the general manager a bit earlier on about some of their efforts that they've been doing since Saturday when the fire started, and unfortunately yesterday they could not contain it because of the winds, and we do believe that this afternoon, unfortunately, the winds are expected to pick up in Richards Bay, and the company says that they do have efforts in place. When we went there, we did see a lot of emergency personnel on the ground trying to contain it. We were also in a walkabout with the municipality, so we were able to go inside and just see the extent of the damage. We saw a lot of machinery that has been damaged, and also the 3 stockpiles that are still burning. We do know right now, though, that there are no health risks for the residents and also the surrounding areas, because we spoke to the city as well around that. And right now, when we spoke to the general manager, he is saying that at the moment, every worker at the company is more focused on trying to contain the fire. They are hoping that it's going to take about a week to do so, but unfortunately, because of the winds, this might take longer. We also spoke about the impact that this is going to have in the company, and of course, they are expecting to lose out on revenue in the millions right now. And when it comes to the machinery, they are saying that unfortunately they are still yet to count, but they are also expecting to lose out on millions on that as well. And also businesses in the Zululand district that are in the timber industry, unfortunately, will have to find alternative ways or alternative companies where they can sell their timber, because right now the one main company in that area is not operating. They are hoping that in a few months after cleanup operations, they will be able to get back on their feet. But just speaking about some of the efforts that they have, the aerial efforts, we did see a lot of that happening this morning. I spoke to the general manager, like I explained, Danny Kanusin, who took us through their efforts and what is currently taking place today, and this is what he had to say.
This is the first day since Saturday that we've had low winds, and as you can see, that allows us to have a really good look at what's going on. There are 3 different piles burning at the moment. 2 are eucalyptus or gum, and 1 is acacia, black wattle. It looks like everything's neat and tidy and contained at the moment, and it's the first time we've been able to get the aerial bombers up and dropping retardant and water. So the plan right now is not try and put out the fires that are burning right now, but to protect what's left. The 2 chip piles that are left belong to our neighbor and competitor TWK, and let me just at this juncture mention that the forestry sector itself is pulling together, and we've had support from far and wide within the forestry sector, from Mpumalanga, the whole of KZN, different forestry companies arriving, lending support, and I really need to commend our brothers and sisters in the industry for that. All our efforts now to protect those 2 chip piles, because as you can see from this location, if those piles go, the one in front of us and the one around the back of Fosco, the risk profile for this event goes through the roof. Fosco is a fertilizer chemical plant, and they have sulfur that is very flammable. So I've just walked out of a meeting with their disaster team to make sure that they understand the risks that they're facing. They are prepared, they are going through what they need to, and we can only hope for the best. So all our efforts right now are on protecting those piles. And when you see what the bombers are doing, they're laying down water, then fire retardants, and then more water. We expect the wind to start picking up. When we do, we're going to try and focus as long as the planes can stay in the air with the visibility on the burning pile to keep the embers down.
I know it's still very early, Lukhele, and you've mentioned it. I mean, are officials really confident that there are no health hazards from this fire?
Well, but then I couldn't quite make out your question, unfortunately, because of the network issues that we're experiencing here. But I also spoke to the city manager, Lethiwe, about the health risks faced by the residents. And fortunately enough, they are saying that right now everyone is safe because the only thing that is burning are the wood chips, which mainly just means that a lot of people are just going to be inhaling smoke. But it doesn't, it won't affect their health, luckily. They are also just saying that as a precaution, they have closed down John Ross Highway to motorists and also to residents, and they are urging the community of Mdluli and Richards Bay as well to just stay away from the area while the area, the aeroplanes basically are going around trying to drop those chemicals. They are saying that for now, they're going to keep that highway closed until that operation is done. But fortunately enough, there are no health risks posed by this fire. While speaking to the deputy, or rather the city manager of Mdluli municipality a bit earlier on, this is what he had to say.
Can say with certainty at this juncture, having been briefed by experts in the field, that there's no reason, for any concerns with regards to health implications. As you can see that currently the wind is blowing towards the sea, and of course what is burning are wood chips. It's just like burning fire at home. The only difference is that it is happening at a very, very large degree.
Okay, thank you very much. Lethiwe Mdluli there from our studios in Durban. She'll continue, of course, to monitor the situation in Richards Bay, and here on eNCA we'll update you if there are any developments.